the stage. So I want you to let me know. Let me know in the chat who you are. All right. I want you to shout it to the mountaintops. Don't be afraid. Be bold to share who you are, what you do, all of that. Drop that in the chat because you just never know if there's an opportunity on the other side of this call. You never know if there's a stage or a platform that was meant for you to shine on. All right. Go it. Yes, you are a star. You are a star. Go ahead and let everybody know who you are. All right. As you all do that, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my my slideshow here in a second. Yes, we have some more people coming in. As you are coming in, I want everybody to drop some stuff. She said, I am the star. That's right. Give some attitude. I want to see some attitude with these emojis. When it comes to branding, when it comes to marketing, it's all about shining your light, right? And so let's give some attitude with these emojis to let everybody know who you are. Let everybody know who you are. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me see if everybody doing it in the chat. All right. Okay, I see Miss Jeanette, writer, director, producer, business owner. Evelyn, writer, director, producer, CEO of WG Ministries, theatrical productions. I love it. I love it. Look at all these stars in here. Come on. Where everybody here? You can't be shy when you come on center stage. The stage is yours. Come on. Where everybody at? Tanisha, Twala, TCL, all of y'all. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Comedian, been a star. Okay. That's right. Been a star. Born a star. Okay. Straight out of the womb, a star. That is right. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I am Dr. Taylor Simon. I actually don't want to tell too much about who I am because that's going to be a part of what I'm talking about tonight. But tonight's message is called Be the Brand. It's called Be the Brand. All right. And so we're going to go ahead and share this presentation. It's called Be the Brand. How many of you know that you are the brand? How many of you know that you are the brand? Come on, I look. This is what I want to say too, because I really love when y'all talk back to me. It lets me know that I'm headed in the right direction. But how many of you know that you are the brand? That you are the brand. All right. And I just feel like there's so many people talking about branding. Yes, we're going to talk about branding, but there's not enough people executing and being the brand. All right. It's not enough people executing and actually being the brand. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. But one of the things I want to really start off with is that it's time to step into your calling, live out loud, and be the brand. All right, so I'm gonna stand out and wow the crowd. So get ready to spotlight your gifts and expertise with industry disrupting content, innovative marketing strategies, and an electrifying brand that will increase your influence in the sales process. In this masterclass, you will learn practical strategies and tools that will help position you as a confident expert authority, elevate your perceived value, and capture the attention of your dream clients and customers. All right. So I will help you to find your brand identity, help you to master your message, and create high converting content that serves your unique audience and niche. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started. How many of you are ready to get this party started? How many of you are ready to get this party started? And if I'm saying something that just wows you, if I'm like dropping gems, I want you to drop the gem emoji. The gem emoji. Y'all know what the gem emoji is? Like a little diamond. I want you to drop that in the chat whenever I'm sharing something that's like a aha moment, whenever I'm sharing something that just blows your mind. All right. All right. We're going to move to the next slide. All right. So a little bit about me. All right. A little bit about me. So I was born in Beaumont, Texas. I was a small town. I come from a small town, and I like to call myself, having big dreams. I was a big dreams kind of girl coming from a small town. I stuck out like a sore thumb. How many of you have ever, if you're from like a small country town and you just like stick out like a sore thumb? Everybody else around you is, they just, it is what it is, and nothing wrong with them, but they're a little bland, right? They may not, you know, want to really stand out as much. They may want to blend in. They may want to wear, clothes that are just regular, or they may want to just be and just blend in. Well, how many of you know that when it comes to branding, you got to be willing to stand out, right? You got it. I don't care if you come from a country town. I don't care if you have a twang in your tone, you can still stand out. All right. And I want to affirm the big dreams that you may have or may have had, coming up in a small space or a small town. So I come from Beaumont, Texas. I was born and raised Catholic. I have performed with Tank, Huey, Mindless Behavior, singer. I'm also a singer and songwriter. I was raised in a household marked by addiction. So my father, he was an alcoholic, and I come from a family of addicts. And so my first acting opportunity was a lead role as Dorothy in a play called The Wiz. How many of you heard of The Wiz? Come on and he's on down the road. You've heard of The Wiz? I love that movie. First of all, let me see what y'all are saying in the chat. Yes, yes. And so, let me go back. Let me go back because I'm over here clicking on the wrong stuff. So that was my first acting opportunity. I also struggled growing up with low self-esteem, shame, fear, and rejection. Those are the things that I had battled growing up. I love all things creative and colorful. As you can see, I come with this really bright blue top on with these pink lips, and my nails are highlighter colors. And as you can see, like the back, this is a painting that I made. I love all things creative and colorful. I have a passion for fashion. Fashion is just one of the ways that I express myself. I'm passionate about fashion. I also have experience as a runway and editorial model. Y'all hold on, because I know y'all like, what? I'm gonna let you know why in a minute, all right? And so I was a runway and editorial model. I also enjoy health and fitness. And after, when I went to college, I ended up rededicating my life to Christ and discovered that I was made for more than singing, right? Because, growing up in the family that I was raised in, I had a gift, and the gift that everybody knew me to have was singing. I had a voice. And so even after that, after I went to college, I started an award-winning creative media and consulting agency called Tailor Made Creative Agency. I ended up marrying my incredible husband. We have been married for about 10 years now. I have miracle twins, Ava and AJ. They were born at 25 weeks at 1 pound apiece. The doctor said that they weren't going to make it, that they were going to have all these sicknesses and diseases. And God said, not so. And they had none of that. All right. And I'm also an ordained minister. So I come from the entertainment industry, and then I transitioned and ended up moving into the space of empowerment, right? And so I'm an ordained minister, and I have hosted several women's conferences called the Esther Experience. I've hosted several sold out business workshops and events. I got my PhD in Christian business and leadership, and I'm an aspiring actress. Yes, yes, yes. The list goes on. The list goes on. But what's the big deal? Like, I'm sure y'all are like, Taylor, why does this even matter? Why did you go on this whole spiel about you? Like, we don't even care like that. And y'all, I'm not saying that y'all don't, but you're probably like, why does this even matter? Why does this even matter? Because guess what? You are the big deal. You are the big deal. When you're able to chronologically share certain moments and milestones and even miracles in your journey, that is the beginning of building a powerful, shining light superstar brand. How many of you know that? I know many of you are like, well, I thought we were going to talk about colors and all that kind of stuff. I want to let you know, especially in the entertainment industry, even in business, your branding is not all about colors and logos. Okay? Your branding begins with you. You are the big deal. How many of you know that you're the big deal? That you're the star? I don't care. You might be the CEO or the founder of your brand, of your business, right? You are the big deal. And if we don't hone in on that, and if we don't understand and become aware of that, then how can we show up as the big deal? How can we attract big deals, right? How many of you want big deals? How many of you want big opportunities? How many of you want big spaces and be in big places, or be in big movies, or create large movies with large investment companies investing in what it is that you're wanting to do? Then you have to realize and understand that you are a big deal, that your story is a big deal, that your journey is a big deal. All right. All of that is a big deal. Yes, yes. So I want to start with this. Branding is storytelling. That's why I said all of that. And I'm going to be honest with you. My story is way longer than that. I have a list of stories on my phone. I'm dropping a gem right here. I want you to make sure that you put in your notes section on your phone. I have an iPhone for all of the iPhone users. All right. And the Android users, I don't know what y'all use for y'all notes in your section. So, it is what it is, But I know on my iPhone, I have a notes app where I'm able to document stories, right? Good stories, bad stories, stories that make me feel uncomfortable, right? And all of that matters because let me tell you something. When it comes to acting, when it comes to directing, when it comes to writing, when it comes to business, having a business or being an entrepreneur, storytelling is branding. All right. Actually, let me go back. We have some more people coming in and I'm clicking them in. Did y'all hear that? Branding is storytelling. Okay. So branding, I'm going to go a little deeper into this. Branding is akin to storytelling. So it's shaping the narrative of who you are and what your business represents. All right. Branding is the art of crafting a compelling and distinctive story that resonates with your unique audience. Okay. Branding is your vision. Branding is what sets the stage. All right. Branding is how people see you. It's how you show up in the room. It's what people say about you whenever you walk out of the room. Branding is how you show up online. Branding is how you show up at a speaking engagement, how you show up online, the music that you listen to. All right. I want everybody to think about it here in the chat. If your brand was a song, what song would that be? If your brand was a song, what song would that be? I'm going to give y'all just a couple of seconds. If your brand was a song, what song would that be? Thank you so much. Yes, I want to hear we were. If your brand was a song, what would that be? Living my life like it's golden. Hey, I love that song. Yes. Come on. If you were to walk on stage and if you were to walk out on stage, and I feel like you need to have this. Because one of the things that I do in practice is, especially when I'm getting in the mode of creating something, of building something, of even before I go on stage, whether it be to speak, whether it be to act, whether it be to sing, I have a playlist on my phone that is in alignment with the brand and with the vision that God has given me about how he wants me to show up. She said, Shanice, I love your smile. That's right. And so if you were to walk on stage and they're like calling your name, you're so-and-so to the stage. Yes, this girl, I love that song, The Silver Fight. They're calling you up to the stage and they're like, welcome to the stage, Jeanette. Woo! What does that song say about you? That she is on fire, that she is relentless, that she is powerful, that she is absolutely incredible and confident, that she is fierce, that she is ferocious, that she is fearless, right? So that's branding. Branding is also your style. It's your story and it's your personality. It's the combination of all of that, right? Branding it's not just about colors and logo, which all of those things are important as well. But, one of the things I want you to keep in mind is that, say for instance, if you have a construction business, right? And I know that, I know some of you may not have a construction business on here, but I'm just providing an example. If you have a construction business and, you have a name, and say for instance, the construction business was Builders Co. Builders Co. And your colors were blue, red, and green. All right. If your colors were blue, red, and green, and you are going to a networking event, okay, you don't, yeah, somebody said big by Pastor Mike Jr. That's what said, keep it coming, keep it coming. And if you were showing up to a networking event, if you showed up to a networking event with pajamas, what does that say about you? I'm asking a question, like, what does that say about you? If you're showing up to a networking event and if on your business card, it says that you're the best construction worker in town, you have the best business in town, that people need to hire you because you are the #1 construction business in the world. And you showed up to a networking event with the pajamas on. Not work ready, not ready for business or ready to work. I don't care. That's right. That's right. And so that's what you're saying about your brand. That's how you're representing your brand. You're basically telling the people in the room that you don't care, that you are unreliant, that you are untrustworthy. You're basically telling everybody that they can't, that they can't trust you, and you're not a reliable company to work with. Say for instance, if you had if you got casted for no, say for instance, if you had to audition for a show or for a movie, but yet you showed up an hour late. You had a specific call time and you showed up an hour late. What does that say about your brand? Exactly. You don't value my time, not serious. Absolutely. And so y'all get what I'm saying when it comes to branding. All right. Branding isn't just about colors. It isn't just about the visual. That's a part of it, but it's about how you show up in the room. All right. He said, you're not paying for it, so it doesn't matter to you. Exactly, Evelyn. Exactly. And so we have to be careful when it comes to our brand, not to give people mixed signals. We don't want to confuse our potential customers, our clients. We don't want to confuse directors or people who may hire us for opportunities and stages and on platforms. We don't want to confuse them, because if they see your headshot and the headshot is different from the way that you look in person, they're confused automatically. They're like, oh my gosh, the picture looked pristine. It looked like he or she was well put together, like they were professional. But yet in person, they're coming looking slouching their shoulders and walking in late and not dressed to impress or not dressed to express. They're showing up in a way that doesn't embody the language that they communicated from the beginning. That's another thing. Branding is communicating something. Whether you want to have a brand or not, you have a brand. Everybody has a personal brand. Whether you want to do it or not, you have a brand. And how you express that on social media, on your website, on your business cards, in your imagery, in your visuals, on your headshots, everywhere you go, it matters. All right. Marketing is story sharing. Says Shelley. Market is story sharing. Okay. So let me go back. Branding is storytelling. It's your vision, right? And marketing is story sharing. I want you to write that down. Marketing is story sharing. Okay. Marketing is the act of story sharing. It's the dynamic process of disseminating and breaking down the narrative to your target audience through various channels. Okay. Marketing takes the crafted brand story that we talked about before and strategically shares it to create connections, build relationships, and engage customers. Marketing is your voice, and it takes that story into the spotlight for the world to see, hear, and connect with. How many of you know that your story was meant to be in the spotlight? How many of you know that your story, your message, your brand was meant to be on center stage? But in order for that to be in the spotlight, you must be willing to share it. If I'm saying some good stuff, y'all, drop me some gems. So let's go back here. I shared my story. Part of my story. I tried to share as much as I can because I'm long-winded. So I had to do bullet points. All right. Every single one of these bullet points is a story. Every single one of these bullet points is some piece of content. Y'all, I am sharing some stuff, dropping some gems. Every single one of these bullet points is a piece of content. We're going to get into content a little bit more later, but there are so many people who are stuck in this content chaos and content confusion. And they are like, well, I don't know how to show up online and I don't know what to share. You are the content. You are the content. Your story is the content. Even when it comes to your businesses, and as a small business owner, your business should have a story. All right. Are y'all with me? Am I making sense? Am I making sense, y'all? Let me know if I'm making sense. Let me know if this is good. Let me see everybody because I have to keep going back to the chat. Let me bring it up here. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's get into it. So I want to ask y'all, do you know how amazing you are? I mean, do you know how amazing you are? And did you know that you are the asset? Your personal branding, your personal brand and your business branding is the asset. You are the asset. Part of the reason why I talk about being tailor-made and being unique and shining your light is because I have coached hundreds of clients over the past 11 years. And I have run into this consistent thing over and over again, where I run into with them questioning their greatness, them questioning how amazing they are. And so as a result, they'll end up being too afraid to show up online. They'll end up being too afraid to truly shine their light. They'll end up coming up with all of these excuses as to why they couldn't go to that audition, as to why they can't start that business, as to why they cannot show up and go back to school and go back to study their craft, as to why they cannot go out and do the very thing that God tailor-made them to do. When the very reason, the very, I'll say this, the very thing that's going to bring a lot of you wealth is if you show up and be the asset. Is if you show up and be the brand. All right. Branding begins within. Branding begins within. So no matter what industry that you're in, the first step is unleashing your unique ID. Okay. A lot of people want to start off with the logo design and the colors and the fonts and all of those different things, which are important. But before we get into that, you need to know your messaging. You have to know your mission. You need to know your why. You need to know your vision. And I know Dr. Katrina, she talked about that last week. And that's why I don't want to get into the details of these things specifically. But these are extremely important. And this is where you need to begin. You got to do the inner work. Especially as an actress, you need to understand how to dig deep. You need to go into those places and identify what stories you can pull from in order to show up and represent a character well. How many of you know that? Especially if you're an actor in here, if you're a writer in here, if you're a director in here, right? You have to have those stories, Have those stories written down so that you can understand, or so that you can have greater awareness of how you need to show up in a place. Okay. It's about identifying what excites you. Okay. What your strengths are, what your mission and vision is, and how you do what you do, and what makes you you. This is extremely important because you are the asset and there's only one you. So why is being the brand important? Well, let's dive into this a little bit. Why is being the brand important? So in today's oversaturated market, it's fiercely, aggressively competitive. All right, aggressively competitive. And I want to say this too. It's not that it's, because this is my perspective on it. For me, the only competition that I have is who I was yesterday. I'm competing against the little me. I'm competing against the woman that I was yesterday. All right. But if you think about the industry that you're in, it's so many people creating content, which gives us this perspective that it's competitive. But the only person that you're competing against is you, because there's only one you. If you think about it from that perspective, you won't get intimidated by the people that are showing up in your industry. Come on. You won't get intimidated by the people in the industry that you're in, because you understand that you being the brand is what's going to set you apart, and it's what's going to put the spotlight on you in your industry. All right. So being the brand is strategic. It is a strategic necessity. It is extremely important for you to be the brand. It's about stepping into your authenticity and owning a unique space that distinguishes you from the crowded marketplace. All right. So one of the things that, actually, you know what? I'm not going to skip ahead. Let's talk about differentiation, being tailor-made, differentiation. So in a sea of similar, in the sea of same offerings, or, products and services, or people who may have a character that you may want to play, or, may have a similar story, whatever the case may be, in the sea of same, being the brand sets you apart. It's the key to differentiation. It allows you to stand out in a way that captivates your audience and keeps you top of mind. All right, it keeps you top of mind. Number 2, trust and authenticity. Trust and authenticity. So consumers today crave authenticity. I don't know if you ever noticed, but this generation, they can see through the smoke screens. They can see the lies, okay? They can see when you're being fake, when you're performing. They can see when you're being inauthentic. When you're showing up from an unreal, fake, in an unauthentic place, you lose trust with people. This is why it is so important to understand your story, because when you're even thinking about acting or performing, you want your character to be believable. How do you get your character to be believable? You have to understand the character from a personal place, right? You have to really see yourself through that character in some way in order for it to be believable. And if it's not believable, they're going to look at you and be like, I'm not connecting with that. I don't really trust that that person is who they say that they are. I don't really believe that they're going to really be able to show up the way that they say that they're going to show up. I don't really believe that they're going to be able to do the job or act in a way that is in alignment with what this role is supposed to be. You don't ever want to confuse your audience, and you don't ever want them to see that you're being inauthentic. I don't know if everybody has heard about this, but there is a series on TikTok by Risa Tisa. If y'all know the name, I want you to let me know in the chat. By Risa Tisa, and it's called YTF. What is it? YTF, did I get married? Let me know what it is, y'all. I think I forgot the name that fast. YTF, did I get who did I get who did TF did I get married to, or something like that? Let me know if I'm wrong, y'all. Come on. Risa Tisa is literally blowing up, y'all. The spotlight is on her. The light is shining on her right now. Why? Yes, 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 there it is. Who TF did I marry? That's right. That's right, Tanisha. Look, get me all the way together. I forgot the name. I'm over here moving fast. But Risa Tisa, she is a genius. And here's why. Because she had the audacity, the boldness, the fearlessness, the courageousness to be authentic, to be vulnerable, to share her story. Anybody, I'm sure that there are some people who are probably making fun of her and probably saying, you know what, she shouldn't have gotten herself into that situation. She was gullible. She was too vulnerable. She set herself up for that herself, right? She's the reason why. Exactly. Many have said that. But guess what? She allowed her gift to make room for her. And guess what her gift was? Her gift was her story. Her gift was her testimony. Her gift was her pain. Sometimes opportunities are wrapped up in pain, right? Sometimes open doors are wrapped up in the most painful stories. Come on, y'all. Tyler Perry, billionaire right now. Thousands and millions of opportunities right now. And he's now creating opportunities for other people because he decided to share his story. He decided to go on that list that I was talking about, pulled out that content, and he decided to show up and shine. He decided to share his unique story. That's what Risa Tisa is doing. She's sharing a story that is unique to her. She's being authentic. And she's building trust with an audience that she probably didn't even know that she had. Many of you are standing on the sidelines of life, watching everybody share their story, watching everybody show up online and being the brand. Many of you are standing, missing opportunities and seeing all of these opportunities for you to show up and go and audition for these moments. You're missing opportunities for you to go ahead and write that next movie or write that next best-selling show, write that next best-selling book. Many of you are literally sitting on the sidelines watching everybody else show up instead of you showing up and being your authentic self. A lot of times we don't show up because we're afraid of what people might think. We're afraid of showing up and being the brand because we are too ashamed of our story. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go on and tell all of your business. But what I am saying is that vulnerability is what brings visibility. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear me. Vulnerability is what elevates visibility. That's what happened with Risa Tisa. She got vulnerable. All right. She probably didn't even know that there was an opportunity on the other side of the opposition. Okay. She probably didn't even know that there was millions of dollars, that there were interviews and opportunities for press and visibility on the other side of her sharing her pain. But she took the risk. Many of you need to take the risk in being the brand and being who you were tailor-made to be so that you can get the bag. How many of you want to get the bag? How many of you want to secure the bag? If you want to secure the bag, then you have to be the brand. You got to connect with your audience. All right. People connect with stories. All right. People, they don't connect with products, offerings, and services. People connect with people. All right. And your brand is a story waiting to be told. Have you ever seen commercials where it has nothing to do with the humans in the commercial? Or a dog in the commercial? Have you seen the Axe commercial with the man? He always comes in on some type of horse or something like that with his shirt off. And at the very end, he has this axe in his hand. Have y'all seen that? And it's like, what does this man have to do with anything? Because people connect with people and not products and services. People connect with stories and not products and services. If you want to sell out of your products and services, then I want you to start sharing your story. Okay. I want you to start connecting with your brand in another way. So being the brand enables you to forge a deeper emotional connection with your audience, making your business not just a choice, but a part of the narrative. Market authority. Being the brand positions you as an authority in your niche. It's about selling a product or service. It's about being recognized as a thought leader, an expert, and a go-to resource in your industry. Okay. It's about memorability. Brands that are personalities, that evoke emotions, and that tell compelling stories are memorable. Being the brand ensures that your business is not easily forgotten, creating a lasting impact in the minds of your audience. And last, adaptability. Markets evolve. How many of you know that things are constantly changing? Constantly changing. Okay. And so should your brand. As you are evolving as the brand, everything else is going to evolve. So be okay with things changing. Be okay with tweaking things a little bit to reach the audience in a certain time period. Okay. Bring the brand means that you have the flexibility to adopt, to pivot, to evolve without losing the essence of who you are. Actors, actresses, same thing, right? You can show up, you can still show up as the brand, but you may have to portray an actor or an actress that, without losing the essence of who you are, because a lot of actors and actresses tend to do that. They tend to get lost in the artistry. All right. So it's a dynamic and ever-changing narrative that keeps your brand relevant. All right. In a world where choices are abundant and attention spans are short, being the brand is not just about marketing, it is about creating a lasting impact and becoming a memorable part of your audience's story. I want y'all to write this down. If you have a pencil and paper, I want you to write this down really quick. So this is called the ray of sunshine. Remember, we talked about your, all the things that make you you, right? We talked about all of that. We talked about, your uniqueness and how your brand it starts within. Okay, this is a method that I like to call the ray of sunshine. It's what is going to help you to pull from whenever you're wanting to create content, whenever you want to create a product or a service or an offering, you're able to pull and extract from you in order for you to create and build things. Okay, here's what I mean by that. One of the things I talked about on the things about me is that I love fashion. Okay, I absolutely love fashion. I've actually, in my undergrad, I studied fashion merchandising and fashion design. All right. And so that is a part of my story. That is a part of who I am. Is one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about. And so one of the things that I do, I make fashion a part of my brand, because that is a part of what makes me shine. Are y'all with me? That's a part of what makes me shine, right? And this is also what makes your brand authentic, right? Fashion is a part of who I am. So don't overthink how to build your brand. You shouldn't overthink what you already have. Are y'all with me? Don't overthink what's already in you. Pull and extract from the things about you. You're going to write down 8 things about you, and you're going to pull from that. All right. And make it a part of your brand, because, and here's what I did. I make fashion a part of my brand. I make vibrant colors a part of my brand because it's fun. And here's the thing too. All of my brand colors, the way that I dress, all of those things, it represents my brand. It's speaking a language. If y'all are recognizing this, I'm not just talking about branding, but I am being the brand right now. All right. And guess what? It's real. I'm not showing up with the brand that's fake, because I'm extracting from me. And guess what? And it's going to lead to other businesses. Me putting fashion and making it a part of my brand, it's going to lead to other businesses, because one day I want to have my own fashion line. And when I do that, it's going to make sense as far as why Dr. Taylor has a fashion line. It's not going to confuse my audience. They're not going to be surprised by it. Okay. So you make your passion a part of your brand. Don't go into business just because you're in business. Do it because it excites you and there's a vision and a mission behind it. Okay. This is what's going to help you to stand out and stay unforgettable. Let's talk about brand visuals for a second. All right. So all of these are brand visuals, from the website to, the different social media graphics, to the story graphics. Here you'll see some other content, a goodbye pack and things like that, systems and stuff for business cards and all of these things. I want everybody in the chat to drop what you recognize about all of these different brands. What do you recognize really quickly? What stands out to you? What do you notice? Color, yes. Yes. Color. Each section has its own certain colors. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good point, Evelyn. Yes. So of course you see the vibrant color, because most of my clients who come to work with me, they not just enjoy vibrant colors, and some of them may not necessarily enjoy vibrant colors, but they enjoy standing out. They are passionate about being bold and standing out and being fearless in their industry, right? But one of the things that I want to really highlight to all of you, is that every single one of these brands have a distinctive look. They're all unique. And guess what? Everything is consistent. One of the things that I want to highlight is that consistency kills confusion. And so when it comes to your social media, when it comes to your website design, when it comes to your business cards, when it comes to your story, when it comes to the visual aspect, your logo design, all of it, everything is clear. It is consistent. That there's no random colors all over the place. Are y'all with me? That's one of the things that I wanted to highlight. Everything is professional. When things are professional, it elevates your perceived value. So all of these particular individuals, they decided to invest in their brand, invest in themselves, to develop a brand that is in alignment with the products and services and gifts that they offer to the world. That's one of the things that I want to highlight to y'all. Whenever you are branding, whenever you're building the visual aspect of your brand, when it comes to your logo design and all those different things, you want to make sure that you are investing in a business or whomever that's going to build a brand that is in alignment with your products and your service, with the value of your products, services, and gifts. Okay. You don't ever want to confuse your clients when you do a great job at what you do, but the way that your website looks, the way that your business card looks, your marketing efforts, it's not in alignment with your gifts and talents. And you know that you're bad at what you do. You know that you are incredible. You know that you need to be the number one person that people need to hire. So everything that represents you needs to show up and be that way. It needs to be excellent. It needs to be top notch. It needs to be professional. Okay. Same thing here. Everything is consistent. Everything stands out. Everything is bold. It's communicating something. Another thing I want to highlight is professional pictures attract professional opportunities. Okay. Professional pictures attract professional and profitable opportunities. How many of you want profitable opportunities? If you want profitable opportunities, then you must be able to invest in some professional headshots, professional pictures, professional brand pictures. All right. One of the things that you'll notice about all of these pictures is that everything is clear. It's not blurry. All right. I don't care if you use your phone. You can use your phone to be able to get crisp, non-blurry images. I want to go back to this point that I made earlier. Your imagery it also communicates what your brand is about and how your brand shows up and what your brand is. Okay. So either hire a professional photographer, and if you can't do that, then find a location or a spot around you. And I want you to go there and use that phone. Take pictures in great lighting. Make sure you're standing in front of a well-lit space. Okay. Let's get into a little bit of marketing. So consistent marketing leads to consistent clients and cash flow. I want y'all to write that down. Consistent marketing leads to consistent clients and cash flow. All right. When you're consistent with your marketing, it prevents the feast and famine cycle. Do y'all know what that means? The feast and famine cycle? When all of a sudden, you have this huge feast of opportunities and feast of money and this huge lump sum of money and opportunities in one season. But then there's another season that comes up and it's like nothing's happening. You're not getting any opportunities. You're not converting customers and clients. Nothing is growing. Nothing is happening. But here's the thing. When you are consistently marketing, you won't have to worry about that. When you're consistently showing up center stage, you will not have anybody that's booing you. Okay? Y'all know what I mean? You will not have anybody that's looking at you crazy or wondering, like, where is this person? You're not becoming a ghost. So here's what I want to talk about. My 5-step standout strategy. All right? My 5-step standout strategy. Number 1 is to captivate. All right? This is how you attract your audience. It is what helps to get you in front of new people, to get new people in business. All right. And so here's a couple of things that you can do. Public speaking, making sure you have a freebie of some sort in place to send to people. Okay. Being interviewed. These are ways that you can captivate your audience. Guest posting, SEO, Facebook Lives. This is how you elevate your standoutness. This is how you increase your visibility. Advertising, publicity, asking for referrals. All right. These are ways that you can captivate and attract your audience. These are ways that can get you in front of new people. All right. Second step is to connect or to engage. So once you've captivated them, once you've attracted them, now you can connect with them. All right. This is where you can collect contact information, get physical address, get their phone number, get their email, or start developing that relationship. Okay. This is where you can really start to connect with them once you have that information, once you've given them that freebie and that in the first step, when you captivated them. Now you're able to engage and connect with them. Okay. Number 3 is to nurture or cultivate. This is about nurturing that audience. Now that you have them in your email list and things like that, or people are, you have that closer community now, you should nurture that audience. Okay. Cultivate the audience, cultivate conversations, cultivate them with education, entertainment, inspiration, and motivation. Okay. And here's what I like to say with this, and this one is that when it comes to nurturing an audience or cultivating an audience, 7 touches will I actually, let me go into this. This is what I like to call my Smiles for Miles method. Have you ever heard about Buc-ee's? Has anybody ever seen the Buc-ee signs on the freeway? If you're from Texas, if you're from Texas, you've probably seen the Buc-ee signs. I don't know if Buc-ee's is in any other state. If it is, let me know. But I know I see Buc-ee's a lot. Okay. I've seen them a lot. But one of the things that I want to highlight about Buc-ee's is that they do a very, very, very good job at captivating, connecting and nurturing their audience, right? Because their first billboard, it says restrooms so clean, we leave mints in the urinals. And then that's at 51. And then at 61 miles, it says jerky, one of the 5 basic food groups. And then after you really haven't really paid attention to it, you might probably have recognized the billboard at maybe 5 miles, Dippin' Dots, not actual size. This is what I like to call my smiles for miles method. All right, Buc-ee's is an American chain of gas stations and convenience stores with over 40 locations. Look, I'm over here talking too fast. They do have other locations in Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Florida. They were founded in the 1980s, and Texas natives are very familiar with the Buc-ee's brand, known for having the world's cleanest bathrooms, loads of gas pumps, and their lovable beaver mascot. Call it Southern or Texas hospitality, but their enthusiasm and confidence for their own brand and customers have a way of making you get excited about making a stop. While traveling on the freeway, imagine them giving you a highway high five. And so this is what I mean when I'm talking about cultivating, right? Building that trust, nurturing your community, constantly showing up, being consistent, right? Giving them that I'll say virtual high five, or giving them that physical high five, right? In person, where you're reminding them about who you are. You're reminding them about what you do. You're reminding them about what you offer, right? You have to constantly remind people about what you offer and all the things that you do, because people forget easily. And if you want to become memorable, you have to be consistent with showing up, with giving them those high fives like Buc-ee's does, right? You have to keep showing up consistently. Okay, until they convert, until they trust you enough to hire you. All right, until they trust you enough to buy into your products and services. You have to nurture them. This is why people have nurture sequences or email sequences. Once they get people into their email list, they have a nurture sequence of maybe 7 emails after they've signed up for your email list. There might be a 5 to 7 emails where you're giving them that digital high five, and you're educating them, you're entertaining, you're inspiring them, or you're motivating them. Or say, for instance, if you're creating content online, and if you're sharing, and if you're trying to build and cultivate a relationship with your audience on social media, you have to continuously show up by reminding them about who you are. Right? If you have a series, then do that series online consistently. Number 4 is to capture or to invite. All right. This is where you make the ask. This is where you're letting those who are ready to take the next step with you. After you develop that trust, after you've attracted them, captivated their attention, after you've connected with them in some way and cultivated the relationship with them, now they trust you. You can make the ask after they've looked at your, and I'll say this too for actors and actresses, or even writers. You've shown a track record. This is your resume. You've shown the resume of consistency of you showing up, and they've seen that. They've seen a consistency in you showing up. So now you can make the ask. You can make the ask. You can't say that you want to marry somebody on the first time you going on a date with them. Think about this whole process being that, because you're building a relationship with your audience. You're building a relationship with the people that you want to work with. But you have to constantly be in their face, right? That's why people get so annoyed by certain people doing the same thing over and over and over again online. If you're annoyed with them, then you don't understand their marketing strategy. If you're annoyed with them sending you emails all the time, if you're annoyed with them constantly doing the same skits on social media all the time, if you're annoyed with them showing up and telling the same story over and over and over again, then you don't understand the sales cycle. You don't understand the standout strategy. You don't understand what it means to cultivate, to captivate, to connect, and to capture your audience. All right. The last one is to care or delight. Is to deliver an incredible experience. So after you've captured them, after you've captured their hearts and you've made the ask, deliver, dominate. All right. Whether you are selling yourself on a stage, or in an opportunity, and you've been given an opportunity to sell it, kill it, Dominate the stage. Dominate the place and the platforms that you're in. This is all a part of your brand and marketing that. Telling your story. Tell that story like you've been telling that story 1,000 times, because guess what? You have, because you've been consistent. When it comes to business, right? This is when it comes to caring, especially for small business owners, deliver an incredible experience. So take care of your existing clients, increase rave reviews, referrals, and repeat business. Send New Year cards, encouragement, give them a welcome gift, wow them. All right, what are you going to do this week to surprise your customers? What are you going to do to surprise them? Beyonce does it all the time. So you got to show up to shine. Think about, the stages and the platforms that God has called you to be on. If you don't show up, then your audience is going to leave. All right, let's talk about rocking the stage. I'm going to move forward pretty quickly now. All right, let's talk about rocking the stage. You have to choose. This is just really a strategy when it comes to social media. Now we're getting into a little bit of social media. Okay. I like to think about platforms or social media platforms as your stage, or as an opportunity for you to share your story, or as an opportunity for you to sell your products and services. I recommend that you choose one primary platform and one secondary platform. Okay. This is just an example. Maybe your primary platform is YouTube and your secondary platform is Instagram, meaning that you hang out on YouTube the most, and you basically duplicate what you promote and what you share on YouTube, and you put that on Instagram. That makes the entire content creation process so much easier. You're just duplicating it. All right. Here's some content creation gems. These, if you're wondering, where you can find or how to, if you're wondering like what kind of content can I create? Go back to your story. That's number one. But here's also some areas where you can find some other content ideas. Okay. BuzzFeed, YouTube feed, homepage, book chapter titles, large Facebook groups with lots of comments. Like if you're a writer, if you're a director, if you're just in a creative, if you're creatively stuck, if you just don't have any ideas, go to these places. You will find some ideas. All right. So here's social media simplified. And this is what I'm talking about when I was originally talking about repurposing one piece of content each week and sticking with that one primary platform. It could be YouTube. Okay. And repurposing it in different ways on that other platform, on your secondary platform. So here's how you can do that. All right. So you can repurpose 7 to 8 pieces of content on a variety of platforms. Okay. All right. This simplifies the game plan and allows you to post consistently and not sporadically, because we want to show up consistently. We don't want to have our audience waiting for us and wondering like, when are they going to release something else? They'll forget about you. We're trying to show up and be unforgettable. All right. And so YouTube, so you can turn your YouTube video or your YouTube show, you can turn it into a blog post. And from that, you can convert it into a workbook, ebook freebie, and then you can convert it into a workbook, ebook. I think I said that again. You can make short clips for Instagram, and TikTok, and on Reels and things like that. You can do an interview guest about a topic. You can interview guests about the topic and create a podcast on it. All right. I'm getting tongue twisted. You can post customer reviews on the same topic or products. All right. You can make bite-sized tips for carousel posts. You can create multiple quote graphics or Twitter posts from video script. You can create the behind the scenes processes and staff interviews just from this one YouTube content. All right. Creating content doesn't have to be complicated. But we're talking about being the brand, showing up, executing. This is how you do it. And to reach your full potential, you also need to have incredible systems. Okay. I would highly recommend that if you feel like if you have a 9-to-5 job, and if your passion is a thing that you do on the side, create systems so that you can show up consistently. have automated systems and processes to promote consistency and growth. That's the name of the game. Here's something that I want you to write down. Simplify in order to amplify your sales growth on your social media platforms. All right. Now, these are Facebook banners. Okay. This is one of the things that I want you to remember whenever you're thinking about creating your Facebook banner. I want you to always consider, especially if you're a small business owner, what you do, who you help, and how you want to make them feel. I want y'all to write that down. What you do, who you help, and how you want to make them feel. If you can see, here's Amy Porterfield. She is incredible at what she does. She is killing the game. And she actually put her mission statement here, and she's very clear. She says, I teach business owners, educators, and entrepreneurs the profitable action steps for building a highly engaged email list, creating online training courses, and using online marketing strategies to sell with ease. All right. What does she do? She teaches. Who does she help? Business owners, educators, and entrepreneurs. How does she do that? Through profitable action steps for building a highly engaged email list, creating online training courses, and using online marketing strategies to sell with ease. How does she want to make them feel? Relief. Because she wants them to sell with ease without it being overwhelming or complicated. Tabitha Brown. This is a great example of branding, of being the brand. She's expressing her style here, her story, and her personality. What is this banner saying about her? That she's vegan, that she's vibrant, that she's colorful, that she's bold. I love Tabitha Brown. Her pictures are clear. It's crisp. It's telling what she does, who she helps, and how she wants to make people feel. I want y'all to put in the chat, how does Tabitha Brown make you feel? Whenever you see anything that she's posting on social media, anywhere that she's showing up, if you've seen her in person, how is she making you feel? That's being shown in her style and her wardrobe. That's being shown in the stories that she tells. That's being shown in her personality. She exemplifies authenticity and vulnerability. And her vulnerability increased her visibility. Beyonce. Y'all, I want y'all to think about this. Yes, joy. That's right, Tanisha. What does this say about Beyonce? What is this speaking to you? What is this Facebook banner communicating to you? I'm gonna let y'all answer that while I grab me some water. What is this Facebook banner communicating to you? What is Beyonce communicating? Curiosity. That's right. Get ready. Come on. Mystery. Yes. Because even the curiosity and the mystery is not just coming from 3/29, a specific date, but it's also coming from the colors that she's using. It's black. Right? Let's even look at her picture. What is her picture communicating? I want y'all to answer that. What is her picture communicating? What is Beyonce's, what is her profile picture communicating? Focus, yes. A new me, yes. I want y'all to dig a little deeper too. If you know Beyonce and if you've seen her performances and if you've heard her share her story before, because she's a storyteller, right? What's one thing that you can pick up about her story based off of that one image? I know it's kind of tricky. Texas girl, yes. Yes, Tanisha, Texas girl. That's right. What else? If you know Beyonce, if you've seen her story and all that. We're just gonna go with that, right? So she's a Texas girl. If you've known her story, she talks about her being born from Texas, from Houston, Texas specifically. She shares her story about, her family and, her upbringing and things like that. And when you think about, when you look at her hat and when you look at the way that she's dressed, and even when you look at the black and white, the filter on her image, you think about country music, right? She's giving, her audience a heads up to what's coming. Immediately, whenever she posted the pictures on her Instagram, her audience knew exactly what was getting ready to come. They were like, wait a minute, Beyonce was doing something new. That's number one. Wait a minute. Because Beyonce's a great storyteller, they know she's from Houston and they see a hat. So that hat communicates something about her brand. Wait a minute. We know that she's from Houston. Is Beyonce coming out with a country song? This banner is communicating something about her brand, that she's switching it up a little bit, right? And she's also adding the element of surprise, mystery. That's a great thing to do when it comes to sales and marketing. You always want to add an element of surprise. You always want to create that mindset that they have to hurry up and sign up for your email list, or else they're going to miss out on a launch of a product or service. All right. Moving on to the next thing, content creation tools. Remember when I talked about systems and automating your content creation process? All right. Metricool is actually one of my favorite social media automation tools that I use for a lot of my clients, and even for myself. You can use Later. Later is also a really good platform for you to schedule your content and schedule your post. All right. Yes, that means to schedule your videos. If you're creating series and things like that, schedule your images or schedule your carousels, schedule your quote post, all of that. Even scheduling when it comes down to your captions as well and your hashtags. If you have a 9 to 5, if you don't have a whole lot of time to create content, and if you feel like creating content is just overwhelming, this is the way to go. Automate or delegate. If you can't delegate, then automate. If you can't automate, then delegate. Okay? Delegate it to an assistant or hire a company to do it for you, or automate it yourself by utilizing these tools. Facebook is a free tool that you can use. Instagram also has it to where you can schedule posts as well. YouTube, you can also schedule your posts and your content there too. All right, let's look at these social media platforms. Everything is consistent. Everything is cohesive. Nothing is confusing. Everything is on brand. All right. And guess what? Their bios are communicating something. It's communicating. Let's go back to what we talked about in that Amy Porterfield's Facebook banner. What you do, who you help, and how you want to make them feel. That needs to be clear in your bio too. What you do, who you help, and how you want to make them feel, as well as a call to action in the link or a link in bio. I'm giving you all these strategies so that you can wow them every single time. Not sometimes, not occasionally, but every single time. If you want to wow them, then you have to be the brand. You're going to have to show up and be audacious, be fearless, be authentic, authentically who you are, who you were tailor-made to be, and show up and do it consistently. When you know who you are, you show up differently. This is one of the things that I live by. When you know who you are and whose you are, you won't show up any kind of way. You won't half step. You won't show up with your shoulders bending over. You will show up with your head held high, feet one in front of the other. You will show up with your eyes on the prize, focused on what your goal is. How do you know what your goal is? You go back to your mission. I want to say this, your mission is the main thing. Your mission is the main thing. If you're constantly forgetting why you're doing what you're doing, because sometimes we can forget why we're doing what we're doing through the journey when it gets difficult. Things can get difficult on the way to achieving our dreams. But we have to remember our mission, our why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Years ago, I had to get rid of this egotistical mindset that I had about showing up in the world. It was all about Taylor. It was all about Taylor. But when I shifted that mindset to serving people, that's when I started to sell out. That's when I started to sell out at my business brunches, at my conferences, and of my products and services, because I decided to serve. And how did I serve? I served authentically, as I was tailor-made to be. All right, y'all. Well, that is the end of my presentation. Before I leave, I wanted to give every single one of you a free gift. It's called the Elevate Your Excellence Brand Audit. It is a free checklist that gives you everything that you need. It basically sets you up, and it eliminates the confusion on where you need to start. I've had clients in various industries to be confused, like, where do I start? And what do I need? What's the step-by-step process that I need to go through in order to position myself as an excellent brand, as a brand that stands out, as a brand that is absolutely phenomenal and amazing. And so this is a free gift that I wanted to give to y'all. Text me at 469-430-9662, and I will send you this link, the link for the free gift for the Elevate Your Excellence Brand Audits. All right, y'all, it is your time to shine. Let your bold be so big that it scares you. If it doesn't scare you, then it's not from God. All right. If it doesn't scare you, then it's not from God. And one of the things that I want to challenge you, every single one of you, is every single day. And because I'm challenging myself to do this too. Every single day, do something that makes you uncomfortable. Do one thing that makes you uncomfortable for the rest of the year. If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, it doesn't make you feel like, ooh, then that's not something that you need to share. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. Let me go back to that. Let me know if I'm moving too fast, y'all. Here's my text number for you to text for me to send you my free gift, okay? Do something that makes you, that just makes you feel so uncomfortable. Meaning, like, share a story online on social media that you just wouldn't want to share. You don't have to share, of course there are boundaries. There may be some stories and things that you may not want to share or say, right? But what are those stories? What are those things? What are those moments that you can share that you haven't shared before? What are those things that you haven't done before that you need to do now to get you to that next level of breakthrough? Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. And I hope this was a blessing to you in some way. And I will go ahead and hand it over to Jeanette. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Oh, okay. It looks like I just saw it, Jeanette. I'm sorry. You said to close out. Did everybody get that number? I saw Evelyn, you said, can I put the number up there again? Okay. Let me know if you got that number. Okay, great. All right. I just saw that she told me to close it out. So if y'all have any questions, I am all ears. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'd love to answer them. I think we may have like 15 minutes or so left. And so I'm going to do my best to answer any questions that you may have. Was this workshop good? Was I dropping gems? Like, please let me know. You won't embarrass me if you tell me, Dr. Taylor, you weren't really saying nothing new. Let me know if it blessed you in some way. And guess what? I want you to drop maybe a gem or a quote that I've said that was really just like an aha moment for you. I want you to drop that in the chat too. Go back through those notes and let me know what that is. All right. Let me know what that is. If you don't have any questions, I want y'all to drop that aha moment, something that stood out to you that I said tonight that was really like, man, I gotta remember that. I need to write that down. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Marguerite. She said, I love how you incorporate your love for fashion as a part of your brand. Absolutely. Yes, yes. Because it's real. All right. It's authentic to who I am. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not confused on like how I need to show up. This is who I am. And here's the thing, if you show up, this is what I believe. I believe that you are the niche. You are the niche. So many people are worried about like, well, how do I niche myself down? And your audience will come to you if you show up as who you are. Okay. Because you are the niche. Your audience will show up. If they like fashion, if they like wellness and health and wellness, if they like music, if I'll say this, go back to your ray of sunshine diagram that I showed y'all. If you are the niche, right? And so everything on that ray of sunshine diagram that I wrote up, that I had out for y'all, is what your audience is going to connect to. And once they connect with you, once you captivate them with that and do it consistently, they're going to trust you enough to buy into your services and products, to hire you, to sign up for that community, to sign up for your course. All right. This is marketing. This is the power of branding. Okay. Freddie said being authentic. She said vulnerability elevates visibility. Yes. Any more questions, everybody? Any more questions? Any questions or any more aha moments? And this is also, and as y'all are getting your aha moments together, what I would love to challenge y'all to do as well, I want y'all to do this for me. If this was so powerful, and if you truly believe in the power of serving, if you truly believe in the power of serving your way forward, I want you to take a picture of your notes. If you took notes tonight, I want you to take a picture of your notes and I want you to post it on social media and I want you to tag me in your notes. Okay. Tag me in your notes. And I want you to tag Jeanette, Ladies in Film and Television. And I want you to share why this class, why this workshop was amazing to you. Or if it was it, whatever you want to say. If you believe in the power of serving your way to success. Because when you're sharing your notes, you're not gatekeeping. Have you heard of gatekeeping? Where you're like keeping all the gems to yourself. But I want to challenge you to share your notes tonight. Go on Facebook, on Instagram, and share the notes and make sure you tag me. You can tag me at iamtaylorsimon.com on not .com. You can tag me at iamtaylorsimon on Instagram. And you can also find me at Taylor Simon on Facebook. All right, y'all, if we're not already friends. All right, well, it looks like there are no questions. I'm going to give y'all a couple of more seconds to see if y'all have any more questions about branding, marketing, sales. Those are my superpower, leadership, all that. If not, then we'll go ahead and close it out. Any more aha moments?
Dr. Simon, I do think when you speak on when you stop making it about you and try to figure out how you can help people, that was when you start getting the blessings coming in. So I think that is important, because sometimes we can get wrapped up in what we want out of something instead of figuring out who we can help in that process.
Exactly. Whenever I shifted to that perspective and to that mindset, that's when the overflow came in. Because whenever you're showing up from a place of performance and just trying to, it's all about you, and it becomes to where people feel like you're taking from them rather than giving something to them. Right? When you're showing up from that egotistical mindset and from that place, people start to feel, that you're trying to take something from them instead of pouring into them. And that is really a sign of a scarcity mindset. That's a sign of a poverty mindset. And a survival mindset, where you're just showing up to get from people instead of giving to people. And I truly believe that God made us he's given us gifts, talents, our personality, all of these things to give to people, to pour into people in some way. So yeah, that's exactly where the overflow begins to come in. Absolutely, Freddie. Any other aha moments? Here's your spotlight moment. Go ahead and share. Any other aha moments? I see Evelyn Jones Reed on here, who sent me the text message. Michael, awesome. All right, everybody. Well, we have like, I think it is over at 8:30. We can wrap it up, but I want to say thank you so, so much for joining me tonight. If you want to stay connected, feel free to connect with me on my Instagram page at I am Taylor Simon. You can also follow me on Facebook at Taylor Simon. If you want to work with my agency, Tailor Made Creative Agency, you can check us out at tailormadeca.com, where we specialize in branding, brand development, consulting. We also do coaching, photography, website design, social media marketing and management, all those different things. If that is something that you're interested in, you can definitely hit us up there. And if you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website at iamtaylorsimon.com. All right, everybody, thanks again. And until next time, I'll see y'all on social media with your notes. Y'all have a great night.